let's do this thing.
Let's do it to it.
Let's do it to it. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Wheaton Academy Alumni chat. I am joined by some of my favorite humans.
Oh.
And I'm excited to chat with you guys today. I'm excited for you to share all the goodness that you have in your souls with the young children. I gathered you together today to enjoy looking at your artworks and to hear how things have been going. So here's what I propose. Logan, I think you're kind of ready to rock with this artwork business, and we might as well give the people what they want. They want to see what you do. So why don't you go ahead and pull that up and give us a little introduction, who you be, what you be doing, and how's that all working out right now? What's going on?
Will do. All right, here we go. So my name's Logan, for all of you who don't know me. I graduated from WA in 2018. Right now, I'm just kind of doing school, working, traveling as much as I can, and taking pictures for whoever I can to try to grow as a photographer and artist. What we're looking at here is a shoot that I did for a company that makes camper rental vans. And they had hired me to basically take one of their vans, go on a road trip with it, and take pictures of their van on trips. Super cool.
Wait, are you trying to tell me, Logan, that you're in college and you are actually a working functional artist? Is that what?
That is correct.
I don't even think people understand that you don't even have to have graduated to be a professional artist.
That is true. That is true.
How did you get to gig?
So yeah, it was a super fun trip, really unique experience to have a lot of creative freedom. Basically, they said, here's this van, take as many pictures as you want of, traveling, the van itself, how it enhances your experience. So it was really fun to take a brand and try to expand their vision and their dream of what they want to do. So to collaborate with them was a super fun time. So this is just a couple of the photos from that for their social media and whatnot and advertising. So and I met a lot of cool people through this too as well. So hopefully I can work with them more in the future. This is just kind of that trip and some of the work that I did for them.
That is amazing. So they approached you.
Correct. Yeah, they reached out through the Instagram direct messages. Crazy world we live in. I had just been posting a bunch of my work on my photography account, and they had reached out and said, we want to work with you. And from there, it just kind of happened.
That is so cool. Yeah. And by the way, no one has ever contacted me to take pictures for them for their social media. No one ever has done that. Okay? I'm an old man, and that has never happened. So I just want to impress upon people the significance of what's happening. So obviously you're taking good pictures, you're doing excellent work, it's out there, you're showing it, and then people are engaging to the point where they want you to be the person who helps to represent their brand, and that is phenomenal. I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah, just take advantage of what you have right in front of you. You all have phones. You can take pictures on your iPhone if that's all you have. But if you can take advantage of what's right in front of you with social media and whatnot, you can do a lot of super powerful things. So, yeah.
So what kind of equipment are you using for these shoots?
For these shoots, I use my Sony A7. It's a mirrorless. It's not the best camera out there, but that doesn't matter. If you know how to use your equipment and you know the basics, you can take any camera and have a really amazing product at the end. So down here is some more stuff I did for a coffee shop and a roaster. This again was taken on the same camera.
It's Kindred.
Yeah.
That's Kindred. Is that what you just said? Is this Kindred? Yeah.
This is for Kindred, and these were shot at another coffee shop in downtown Wheaton. Also instead of just using social media, make connections with the people you know. So these are technically my bosses at the coffee shop where I work, but I also like to do other work for them outside of just make coffee. So I offered my services to take pictures for them for social media and whatnot. So yeah, here's some of that.
Outstanding. And then you're kind of a rock climber person, right?
I am an outdoorsman, some call it.
And would you say that some of your work is sort of flowing out of what your just personal interests are?
Yeah. So with that van shoot, the whole reason that they had reached out to me to work for them in the first place is because I post what I do when I travel. I like to be outside. I like to rock climb and whatnot. So I just bring my camera along with me wherever I go and take pictures and post them. And yeah, people take notice of what you're passionate about. So if you really want to take pictures of something that you really enjoy, but you're not sure if others are going to like it, I promise you, if you put your heart into what you love and what you do, people are gonna notice.
Yeah. Where can people see your work?
If you want to see some of my work, you can go to Instagram at cam.exp. Drop a follow, would be much appreciated.
You bet. And what would you say, was there anything that we did in class at Wheaton Academy that helped to prepare you for your adventure right now?
Honestly, the biggest thing for me was just learning the basics and learning that you don't have to try to impress someone with the work you're doing. The more you go out and try to impress someone just to get their attention, it's not going to last very long if you're not passionate about it. So whatever you do, try to tell your story and try to do what you're passionate about, and that's going to give you the best art.
Absolutely. Phenomenal. Was there anything else? Did we miss anything of the work that you have here?
There's some more down here. This is just, so one of the things, this is a bike. It's not the most exciting thing on earth, but currently when I'm on lockdown and quarantine, there's not a ton to shoot. So I went out on a bike ride, brought my camera with, and this is actually at Wheaton Academy. You all know the white wall. Yeah, I was bored and I had my camera, so I might as well go out and shoot whatever I'm doing just to stay in that creative mindset so you don't get stagnant and run out of ideas. So yeah, that's
fantastic. And I think that's such good advice for students right now who are still getting assignments from me and saying, what am I supposed to take pictures of? Go take a bike ride, take a picture of your bike, and you've done so much with a little here. You have this great background, the texture, you have the contrast between the wall and the blacktop, and then you have the bike, which stands out against the white wall, the little splash of red in there, and the angles that you're shooting from. So all these things add up to really excellent photography that anybody could pull off, right? If they just get in that mindset and then stay sharp with those skills.
Yeah, exactly.
So, good. Anything else we should see?
No, I think that's all I have in here for right now. I mean, other than this, I've just been honestly walking around my house. Every time I see cool lighting anywhere, I just kind of snap a picture, even on my iPhone, just to stay fresh and keep that creative mindset going. So, I mean, if you walk around your house and you see something cool, take a picture of it, even if it's not going to get posted anywhere, but just to have and just to keep you fresh.
Okay. And then are you doing anything to edit photos?
Yeah, I work in Lightroom mainly, Lightroom Classic. It's pretty simple. I don't do a ton to my photos. I like to keep them pretty similar to just make them look natural and look the best they can. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, it's just simple stuff in Lightroom.
Sweet. Well, they look phenomenal. They're inspiring. I think it's inspiring that you're practicing the thing that you love, and it's right now. It's a way that you are not only feeling fulfilled, but you're working. Like it's vocational for you as well. So I think that's so cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to you with some more questions, but I wonder if we skip over to Abigail. And so, Abby, I kind of put you on the spot a little bit,
Yeah.
and I didn't really prep you for much, but I don't know if you might have. Do you have your phone? Like, are you on your phone or are you on your computer? Because maybe you could use your phone to show us. You just like hold it up. I don't know. Are you stuck? I don't know. I can't hear you, Abigail.
She's frozen.
But
You're back. Oh, there you are. You're back. Okay.
Oh,
Did you hear anything
I'm
you
back.
said?
I'm back.
Okay. Do you have your phone with you? Oh my God.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So I
Yeah,
wonder if there's a couple photos you could just maybe try to hold them up or something. And then where could we go see them? Where can we see these pictures? Or maybe you
What
have them on
happens-
your
What happens? Wait, what happens if I hit
present.
present?
Yeah. Open up
Yeah.
like the Instagrams or whatever you got. Show us what you got.
Does it just show my whole?
So if you hit show whole monitor, it'll just basically screen share your laptop. So whatever you click on.
Oh, my whole screen.
Yeah.
You might not want that. You might just want a browser with it.
Yeah.
Okay, share. Is it
Yeah.
working?
There we go.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, you can see my whole screen. Okay,
Yes.
so I'm Abby. I am a missionary now. I live in the Himalayas. I can't say what country while you're recording, sadly,
Wait, you just
because it's
said you
illegal.
live in the Himalayas.
But I
No
live
one
in the
has ever said that
Himalayas.
to me.
But yeah, I'm back in America for a little bit, and then I'll be going back there. Yeah, so I actually didn't bring my camera, so I just airdropped some pictures. I didn't really take pictures. I took this, didn't edit it, just for my friend's Instagram on her phone. So yeah, I took a bunch of pictures on my phone. I'm not sure where all those pictures went.
And is this from your? Oh, is that the Mount Everest?
That's oh
Okay.
no,
All right.
no, it's not.
I wouldn't know it if I saw
The Mount of Everest.
That's us on the plane going trekking.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
So,
That's in the mountains.
so this is the Himalayas, or you said Colombia.
Himalayas.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I can just
Is that an airplane?
do. What?
That was a
How
cool
do I stop,
airplane. Yeah.
stop sharing? Okay, I'm just gonna talk. So yeah, I haven't really done a lot of photography lately because I've been busy doing Bible distribution. But when I go
Serving
back,
the Lord.
I'm going to bring my camera and do probably portraits there and tell like testimonies and be more on the media team. But currently, yeah, I moved in the Himalayas. I'm a missionary but now.
Okay, so let's just break it down a little bit. Now, what year did you graduate?
Last year.
Okay, and did you graduate early?
No.
To do this? Okay,
I was
all right.
there the whole time.
But you also went away for like a semester.
Oh yeah. My first semester senior year I left.
Okay. At what point did you feel like, oh, I want to go distribute the Bibles everywhere?
Oh, you want to hear the story?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically I was going to going to YWAM as a gap year. I was going to go to college. Scrap that. Anyway, so the summer before YWAM, I just like heard from the Lord the Himalayas, and I just was like, what is that? Like I've never
Mark?
I don't know what that is, but like, yeah. So then I just started like telling people in like full confidence that that's where I was going. And so then when I got to YWAM, you spend like 3 months in Hawaii, and then you go to another country, and you don't where you go. Like you can say your top 3, but then they just send you anywhere out of like their 30 options. And so I just put send me anywhere, and I was just like, okay, Lord, like I trust you. If you really want to send me the Himalayas, like you will, out of like the 450 students. And then I got sent to the Himalayas.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, okay. And then I just heard an invitation from the Lord to move there, and I started being really passionate about it. So then I got there, and I just like loved it. Basically, we lived in the city, a city, undisclosed, and did e-work, evangelism, and then we would go trekking in the mountains in the Himalayas, and I just like loved it. It was really intense. We did like 70 miles, like with like 30 Bibles on your back. It's crazy. But yeah, it's like
breathe right now. I can't breathe.
it's like to these villages that have never heard the name of Jesus, never heard the gospel, and yeah. So then they actually asked me to move there, and so yeah, now I'm going back.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow, that's incredible.
thank you.
So you're doing all this, and how long have you been passionate about taking pictures and photography?
I fell in love with photography my sophomore year.
Okay. And what is it you love and enjoy about that?
I love like the relational aspect to it. Especially, I think now I'm more passionate about the relational aspect to it.
Yep.
As I'll be going into like photography and missions, but yeah, I just love to like tell a story and tell other people's stories, and like yeah, I was a portrait photographer, so I just like to like capture human emotion.
And so I know that right now you're kind of in this in-between time, right? Like there's uncertainty and who knows how long, this and that and everything.
Yeah.
But as you return to that, do you feel strongly that photography will continue to be a part of your mission work? Like, is that something that you're about?
I'm really excited to bring my camera out to the Himalayas, and like, yeah, I'm pumped about it because they're like just starting their media team out there.
Yep.
So then I'll definitely be able to help that and just like tell people stories and testimonies that are just super wild that people just have never heard, and like put that on social media, which will just open people's eyes, especially to the 1040 window, and how yeah, just stories of unreached people coming to know Jesus. It's super powerful.
Wow. Can you share, if at all, or how your experience at Wheaton Academy shaped your desire to continue with photography and missions?
Yeah, I would say Wheaton Academy definitely had a big role in my faith and connecting, I guess, like photography and my faith, because I mean, photography class was really the only class I really liked or would go to often. So yeah, I would say, Sean, you had definitely a big role in just like pouring into me and being able to like connect that photography is like a real achievable goal, and it's not just like a class. Like you treat it like actual artwork and like the real deal. Like this is art. Like this can be your job, and not just like a class. So that definitely connected some dots for me. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Good. That's great. Where can we see your pictures that you think are fantastic?
I haven't really been posting any, but on my Instagram, I guess.
Okay. Do you want to give away your Instagram?
Yeah.
You don't have to.
I haven't posted really any like photography, but if you follow me when I move back, it'll come.
Okay.
My Instagram is Abbey Stenzel, ABBEYSTENZEL, and you also can find some testimonies and stuff on there.
Awesome. Great. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna segue over to Catherine Tilley. The unknown.
Unknown.
Unknown. No, we know you. You are known. You are known and loved. And I asked you to join me here today, not because you're a alum necessarily, but you had children who went through Wheaton Academy, and you also taught there. I feel like are we now at the point where, there's kids who don't know you except through the legend.
That's crazy.
The legend of Tilly.
The legend of Tilly.
Let me first just say that, like, kind of like a proud mama listening to Abby
Right.
and Logan talk. I mean, seriously, you guys can't even know. As teachers, we pour into you, we pray for you, we love you, we see all this potential, and we have the benefit of being older and we kind of know what happens and how it goes. And so now to see you kind of living that out, it's really awesome. I can't say enough. Everywhere I go, I talk about, my students, current, former. It's just very rewarding. Yeah.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about, so tell us what you did at WA, and just quick, and then also what are you doing now? And then let's see some work.
Okay. Well, what I did at WA, I taught graphic design and photography and AP studio art, and had the joy with you of traveling with some students and experiencing the big world. So yeah, and now I am back to my freelance career, and God sort of took me in this interesting direction that I had no way of knowing. But I'm actually working with high schoolers and kids in detention right now, and teaching.
And not school detention.
No.
So
no, this is
actual
Yeah.
judicial youth detention.
That's so cool.
The big house.
These
Or the
kids
little
are right. So yeah, these kids are on their way to, unfortunately, they are charged with felony counts. So these are serious charges. Many of them will go on to Department of Corrections, being incarcerated for great lengths of time. Some of them will be out soon. But yeah, it's a really unique situation. They're they go through juvenile offenders go through kind of a limbo process where their cases are being adjudicated. And so they serve in a juvenile facility that, and they have classes, and it's kind of a roundabout way. I landed there via my church. They were looking for someone who might be interested in painting murals in this very cold and hard kind of institution. And so my church supported me in that endeavor to go there and start painting, and then bringing the residents, students along with me to paint a little bit, which then led to some teaching grants and sort of this development of like a graphics program in the facility. So yeah.
Wow. So are you able to share a little bit, what does that look like, say, on a given day for you to manage? And I don't know, can you explain any of that?
Yeah, it's so there's a little, it's like a little alternative school that's like in the center of the juvenile detention center. And so there are classrooms, so you go through a whole bunch of big, scary doors that slam really hard, that you have to get clearance to go through each one of them. And you check in and get a radio. So in case I need a radio, I don't know. I can't even use the radio. That I know that surprises you all, but I don't even think I could use it if I had to, but don't tell anyone. And then you know, make my way to a classroom that I share there with the science teacher. So I have a nice sink, and every period the kids kind of march in single file, and you know, they look like they're serving some time, which they are, and it's weird. It's hard, and yet there's so much joy in this experience that I never could have dreamed of. I had no idea, Abby and Logan, that working with you all would prepare me for working with this demographic.
True.
Wow.
Are you calling them criminals? No. They call them felons.
So it takes a little while for them to, you know, to build up trust with these kids. They've made terrible mistakes, and they've also been the victims of mistakes, you know, and so there's just a lot of hurt and trauma all around. So it takes a while for them to trust me, but when that happens, it's sort of, you can sort of feel it happening. And I think my class has become a spot for them to really relax and just sort of be themselves.
Right.
Yeah. So
cool.
But it's a little intense at times. You know, I will share one thing that, you know, I've shared with you, McCallum. I spend a lot of time counting things. So there's a very organized system as to what kind of art materials any resident can be possessing at any moment in time. And so when they enter the room, when they leave the room, everything has to be accounted for. And that is tricky. Let me just tell you. Yeah. You don't want things to go missing, because that creates a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. But anyway.
Amazing. Now, you recently did like a unit about tattoos. Is that right?
I did.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So I imagine that would have been sort of relevant to them.
Well, yeah. When they hired me, I was kind of adapting some of the units that I did in design class at Wheaton Academy to an analog version, because the computer access, though they do have some, it's very limited. And we were trying to work out some ways they could work on iPads, but in the end decided to just go totally analog, which has been so fun. Yeah. So fun. I can't even express, but yeah, I'm going to try this presenting thing, and we'll see if I can locate this. Let's see. Should I present a window or the entire screen?
If you do a window, you might have to have another separate window open. So you can.
I'm going to do the entire screen. So I'll pop up the the tattoo thing. So yeah, when I first decided that, you know, how can I say, it took me a little bit of time to figure out that, you know, we needed to speak the same language.
Yeah.
Am I on the screen at all? Is this art on there?
That art is not. You are. You have to choose present from the dialogue window at the bottom.
Yeah. It doesn't want me to. It doesn't want me to share for some reason. Present now. Your entire screen.
And then click on like the little thing where it says, like, it'll show your screen. Click on it, and then it'll allow you to share.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Thank you, Logan. Is that showing up now?
Yeah.
That's showing up.
Okay. So, yeah, I quickly learned that, you know, beyond them wanting me to learn gang lettering and Old English and things that they really shouldn't be doing.
Right.
You know, I needed to find some things that were of great interest to them, and quite frankly, of value to them, because I'm always approaching this with these kids. How can design lead you to something better, right? Mm-hmm. Wherever you land, even if you're incarcerated. So the ability to tattoo is it's a real, gift if they can do it. So I decided, I can't remember what I scrapped, something very sweet and gentle, probably, for a unit on tattoos. And so we studied the history of tattoos, and then I had them, this is my particular flash sheet. The end of the project, they were to have their own tattoo flash. And from that, let's see if I can find a couple of things. From that, we developed a whole set of murals that are we on the screen a little bit?
Mhm.
Yeah, we are. Yep.
So I was able to then take their tattoo flash and create
Wow.
a whole series of murals that then the residents painted on the walls of visitation. And I'm not sure if you're seeing any of this stuff as I scroll.
Yep.
Yeah. So trying to help them see, and then we took it to the next level. I have a landscape painter there who's just is quite, he really wants to paint landscapes. So I try to find a spot for him. But like this image that you're seeing was someone's, was a design for a tattoo. And the cool thing about it is that young man has moved on to he's at a DOC facility. He will have many years to serve, but some of the people that were painting on his design were actually had they not, like, they never would have worked together in their, do you know what I mean? I'm helping bring them together to problem solve, to create things that are meaningful to them. Like, they go into visitation and they can share with their families, some of the things that they're doing. Yeah. So.
Wow. That is so incredible. And I've said this to you before, but I'm just sort of in awe of what you do. I can't imagine myself being able to do it. There's so many things that go on in the back of my mind that lead to fear and anxiety that leads me to believe I'm just not capable of that. So I'm just wondering, maybe how have you had to wrestle with overcoming that, or at all? Has that been something you've wrestled with at all? Fear, anxiety about it?
Yeah, I have. It's a learning curve. I think I'm pretty idealistic. Really, it's hard for me to find a teenager that if I spend a few minutes with, I don't sort of kind of fall in love with a little bit, which, and so, learning that I can love these kids, primarily young men, but also this, and this sounds really bad, but the trust issue is very limited with them. And so that's been actually kind of profound for me, that you can still love someone fully, knowing what they're capable of, and maybe that you can't fully trust them. But it's definitely given me a bigger picture of the Lord and how he sees me and how he's patient with me. And so that, wrestling with that, wanting to trust them, but knowing that I can't always. And then, just practical stuff. They're bigger than me. They're stronger than me. They've done a lot of things that I haven't done. But, silly things. When they steal a pencil, it's like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And then, I think I might have shared this with you, McCallum, but, one day we had a crazy event that I've been hard to believe, guys, but I've been the part of crazy events that have never happened in the history of the KJC. I know, hard to believe, but so a young man basically escaped from my class, which, if you know the doors and the ways that it just, you couldn't, it was catching lightning in a bottle, and busted out of the class. And there was a split second where I had, a classroom of 12 very energetic young men sort of rushing me and the door. And in that moment, it was very good for me, because I realized, like, I'm only just, I'm just me. And this is all, there's a lot going on that I am not really prepared for. And so, I heavily rely on God every single day.
Yeah.
And I'm going back in there next week, because life in detention doesn't quit even when the rest of the world is on shutdown, which is crazy. They have no visitors right now. They have limited movement within the facility. So as you can imagine, it's very stressful.
Yeah.
And there's much need to kind of keep the peace and keep some structure as much as possible, and give them a chance to, have an outlet. So I'm venturing back in with my giant bin of Clorox wipes, and and we're gonna still keep painting. So yeah,
that's awesome. You're so brave. I am afraid of everything, and you are.
Well, unfortunately, I mean, I'm the bigger risk to them, because they haven't had new admits in 2 weeks or visitors, so they're pretty much in the clear. But I'll be checked and temperature taken frequently, and so my goal is to stay really healthy for them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that's amazing, and I know that you have been a big impact to myself and to these two who are with us today. And thank you for that. Thanks for what you do, and thanks, Abby and Logan, for everything that you guys do.
Yeah.
I, like Catherine said, I am sort of overwhelmed with pride, and it makes me a little emotional when I take the time to stop and think about my excitement, right, for you, and just how that impacts me. So it's an honor that you would choose to join me and spend this time with me. And obviously, as much as this is of value to my students, perhaps it's of even more value, I think, to me, to be able to sit with you and know that you're okay, and to be able to say to you that I love you guys, and I'm very proud of you, and I'm watching, although from afar, and I'm just sort of sitting in that pride, saying I was there, and I got to be a part of their lives. And that's a really neat thing for me to be able to say. So thank you for that. Thanks for your candid answers and your thoughts on both art and life and faith. I would like to be able to do this again, if you'd be open to it. Who knows how long we're going to be in this season of separation. So if it takes a pandemic for me to stop and gather together with people who are important to me, then so be it. I'll take that. Okay. That is, like I mentioned in chapel, Jesus being the disruptor who is now helping to reframe my perspective on a lot of things. And you guys are a part of that. So I'm going to let you go, and then I'll be in touch on the Instas and on the Facebooks and all that jazz. And we'll get together for a meeting when.
Thank you so much.
Spring break. What?
Thank you so much. That was so fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for reaching out. I mean, I'm glad I had both of you as teachers in high school to inspire me and to be tools for me to grow, not only through art, but just in life and faith in general. It's super awesome to see you guys again. I know it's been a while, but I'm glad to be here.
Yay.
Awesome.
Yay.
All right, guys. I love you, and I'm gonna turn off the recording now.
Bye.
Bye.